Alright, so we're back, and we're going to finish up Superion. So here we've got, like I said in the last video, best thing to do is get these guys back to jet mode, and get him, and just leave him in robot mode. And we'll just kind of go from there. I do have his instructions sitting here because his is a little bit more funky. So let's get these guys out of the way for a moment. And we're going to start off by just showing off the gun real quick. So here's his rifle. You can take this and you fold the handle in, which it wants to do anyway. Fold that in. Then you can open up this back piece here. And this will just slide in like that. Close that up. Tab that in. And that is your gun. And overall, it looks good. It's just... that's the one thing I don't like about it. It's... like, I wish it would just lock in a little bit more secure. Because I'm not a huge fan of the rattle. But anyway, so there. So there's that. So let's go ahead and get him transformed. Instructions are extremely vague on this, so let's fold the feet in like that. I believe that's what we do. I don't know because it doesn't really show. Alright, and then we fold the head back into the torso. I think if we rotate it inwards, yeah, that fits a little bit better. Pull the mess off the back. And then we take the arms here. These rotate around. Let's see, I don't think we actually do anything with those. Rotate this. And then what we do here is we'll untab the red piece here, and this will come down and tab back in on the lower section. Like that. I don't know. We'll kind of get there. Oh, there's things we tab them into. Alright, and then we take the legs, and these will rotate up like this. And then there are tabs that it will tab into, as well as each other. So we kind of have to do a bunch of things at once here. So we got to get this back here like this. And then we want to make sure that this little piece here goes in between these two legs, here and here. So this will fold up, in, and we lock that all together, like that, and then tab all of this in. There's, cool. That came undone. That's awesome. I really like it when things fall apart on you. That's like I have to take it all apart to get it back in there. God damn it. Shit like this really pisses me off. It's like it barely holds together in the first place. But there's a tab and a peg on both sides here. Tab, peg, and that plugs into the back of the legs, and you just kind of have to get it all in there, and hopefully that thing tabbed itself back in. That came undone, but I'm not taking it apart to find out. All of that will just tab in like that. Then you take the arms and they fold up back here, and there's a tab on here. They'll plug into this slot here. So just kind of line that up the best you can. And as far as the rest of the backpack goes, it's pretty much the same as it was on Silverbolt. So you just gotta have it sit there the best you can. And there he is in his combine mode. Like I said, you basically just turn him into a brick, and then you take the brick, and you just slide it in here. Like that. And then this piece here will lock onto the legs. Like that. And you're done. That's pretty much all there is to it. It doesn't say to tab that push the hands in, but I'm going to anyway because I think they're going to get in the way if we don't. So yeah, there he is in torso mode. For posability in the torso mode, he does have the waist swivel ratcheted there. There is a little side to side going on there. Not a huge fan of that, and it just kind of gets in the way more than anything, I'd say. He does have a... It's actually geared to be a ratchet forward, but there's no gears or no actual teeth to it. You can fold these out of the way. Hips rotate up, down, all the way up, all the way back. And then it's strange because this is on like a slider, so you can actually pull the legs and like pull them forward if you prefer that, or slide them back if you prefer that, or you can just have them like kind of in the middle. So it's kind of your call on that. Thigh swivel, and then there's a double jointed knee. And that is the posability for the torso. Then we can take the head, whichever one we prefer. In this case, we're going to go with the mask version. It's like, I really, really, really wish this would all just go away. You know, it's like, it's just, it doesn't want to work and stay tabbed in. It's just garbage. Anyway, all right. So there is torso mode. All right. Well, let's get the arms. So what we want to do here is we want to pull the tail fin out and the nose cone out. And then from here, what we do is pull up the chest piece here, and then this arm piece will come out. Then you can close that all back up. And then this rotates up to the front. And then you fold up the wings much like we had before. Nothing too fancy there. And then we just kind of, we slot that into there, and then what we could do with the back piece is we actually just want to fold this up. Similar to like if we were going back into robot mode. But we can just accordion this all the way up so that it can kind of sit in there. Come on. How does this work? So this go up, and then this comes down. God damn it. Again, the joys of things not staying tabbed in properly, right? Alright, whatever. Something like that. Piece of shit. And then we can... Is that right? Let me see here. Jet mode to combine mode. That's right. Yep. I did it all right. I didn't even need instructions. Just double check it because it's all seems a little like. So maybe if we slide these down, it'll work a little bit better. Yeah, that seemed to help a little bit because these pieces here were kind of getting caught up on here, so it's just like, well, that doesn't make things work very well. All right, and then we can take this piece here, and you split the legs, and this will just slide in to here, and slide this in here. And then tab it all back together. And there you have his right arm. Yeah. Alright. Left arm should go a little quicker since we kind of hashed that all out. So pull this up, pull this back, open this up, flip that out, close that up, lock that back in, flip out the combiner joint, rotate this forward, and then we want to slide these down, or first let's put the hand in because that might make it a little easier this time. So like that, there we go, there we go, and then we can slide the back pieces down a little bit. Okay, fold up the wings. You gotta deal with that floppiness on that wing there. And then you take this and kind of lock that in, and then we accordion this thing back up like we're going into robot mode. Like that. Alright. And there we have the arms done. And then for posability on the arms, you're going to have this ratchet here and a swivel here. We'll show that off actually when we get that in the mode. But this is easier here. So you got a bicep swivel here, elbow swivels all the way forward, all the way back, and then there's another bicep swivel there. Hands are on ball joints, so you get there to there. Ball joint and hinge, so 3 points for articulation on the thumb and then 2 points on each finger. And all that works pretty well. Set that off to the side and we'll do the legs. Legs are pretty simple here. Basically you're folding up the wings like you had before. Untab this section here, and this will fold down, right? And this will untab here as well, and this will fold up. So this should come down. Oh, it's this piece here. Fold this out. This will come down, and then you can just kind of lock those in. Fold the wings up the best we can. move things around a little bit to kind of make it work better. Alright, and let's see here. And then the foot, I'm just looking at the instructions like, this one's left foot. And they actually did plastic right. So this one goes onto the darker base because it's black, and this one's got that like kind of off-white. So we just kind of slide that in, and then this piece will fold up and just lock everything into place. And that sits really well. It's like it is not coming off. You got the ankle rocker. It's just friction, but it actually seems to have a good friction in there. And there is a tilt, which again, pretty good tension on that. They really did an outstanding job with the legs. So again, let's untab jet piece. And I figured this out in the initial video. I had these things off to the side wrong. So they actually fold up like this to make one piece. And what I had it as was they're friction really tight. So it's kind of hard to get to. But I had them like this. And I was like, that just looks weird. And it's like, well, it looks weird because you did it wrong, idiot. Just like that. Alright, and then we untab this, and this will fold back, like that. And then we fold this in, and this will rotate up. And we have to split the jet on him, just because of the way that all tabs in. I kind of wish they would have just done it like the other one, where it's just, they just did this in a gray plastic, so it just, you didn't have to take it apart to do that. But whatever, you know, it's like that's the least of my concerns with this set. There's so many other things wrong with it. And then we could take this, and this will tab in like that, and then we can fold this all up somehow. What am I doing wrong here? Let's see, let's untap these again. Everyone just wants to do that. What am I doing wrong? Oh, it doesn't sit out that far. That's just stupid. Alright, where's the instructions? Let's see if I have them. Do I not have those? I don't think I have those. Oh, I do. What am I doing wrong here? Okay, so you just take them and fold them in. That's all you do. Oh, so I think it's supposed to come all the way down. It's like it is so fake. Oh my god. Come on. Really? Like that? No. They couldn't. Could they? Wow, this thing just does not want to work. What the hell? Alright, let's see here. So maybe we gotta keep it where it was. And it just sits down all the way down here. Is that what it does? Like, no? I don't think so. Because that won't reach. Oh, there it is. There it is. All right. All right. There we go. Train wreck. It's not that bad. I just was doing it wrong. But as you can see, the instructions fold them up. It's like you can be like, there's some instructions like the NPRC. We went through that where it was just like, oh, this is so like, oh, you got to flip this panel, and then you got to flip this wheel, and then you got to flip the other panel. Even though that we should have just attached the wheel to the panel. And then there's other instructions like this where it's like, just fold it up. It's like, all right, you're gonna show me exactly what we're folding up. And then you take the foot piece here and you plug that in. This will just tab in. There we go. And then this will fold up. Helps lock everything into place. And then, you know, same articulation. Everything's just as tight. Alright, now that we struggled with that for too long, let's get this all put together, shall we? So arms are pretty simple. They just slide in like this. And then you take this piece here, and this will slide down and lock it into place. So you get up to there, down to there, ratchets to the side. All that works just fine. Take this one, same thing, and you just slide it in, slide that down, locks it into place. I mean, it's like, I kind of wish, I feel like it needs to have, I'm taking these off, I don't like them. I kind of feel like it just needed to have like a click. I mean, I'm not saying that it's not secure at all, because it's not going anywhere. I just want that satisfying click, especially when I'm putting a limb on a combiner. These guys get a little bit trickier because what we got to do is we got to pull this piece here out a little bit. And then we take this and this slides in, and there's a little groove for this T-section. And then you just put the jet back together. And then you take these side panels here and they fold down and they lock into the shoulder little knobs. These right here. That's what I'm trying to say. So fold that open. In. Lock into place. There we go. And I think this might actually be able to come down further like the other one. There we go. So that it won't hinder the knee articulation. And there we have him in his combined mode. Now you can take the gun here. I think you can take this peg and plug it into like here. Maybe. I'm not seeing a plug. An actual port for it though. So I guess this is just for robot mode. So you could take this and plug it in. I was really hoping that you could plug it into his arm, because most of the episodes he's got it plugged into his arm. So you just plug it into his hand like you would a regular, like MP style figure. And there he is in combine mode. Let me move the camera up a tad. Why is that so tight? There we go. Alright. So, now that we have him in this mode, we can kind of do some more size comparisons. Here he is with, he's sitting here. The Chug drag strip from the current Legacy line, so you can see how he stacks up to his current Deluxe. Just kind of got that sassy tilt going with him. There we go. So yeah, you can see how he looks there. Here he is with the Voyager Megatron. And an old Chug Seeker. I don't really have Legend stuff that is not in combined mode, so I don't really have something to show that off there. So there's those. Get those out of the way. Let's see, here he is with the Cloud9 Shockwave black version. Kind of around MP10 size, so you can see how he would stack with Masterpiece. So, not very well. Like, one can make an argument that if you're going with, like, going for G1 toy scale, one can make the argument that the Megatron is about right. Because the G1 combiners weren't all that much bigger. So one could make that argument, I would say. And I don't think this would look terrible on a Chug shelf. I mean, we know it's not the right size for the G1 cartoon. We know that, but it's one of those, like, I wouldn't fault you for doing that. The only problem is like, this guy definitely looks more G1 than any of the Siege stuff, so I really think they need a new Megatron for Chug scale. Alright, and now here he is with the Devastator from New Age, I think it was. And Minosaur. Or most of Minosaur. I can't find the leg bots for a decent price. I think I've said that already, but and for funsie, here he is with the Zeta Fortress Maximus. So this is kind of what I'm going for with this plan. I've said this before, I just don't have the space for the MP-sized combiners in combine mode. So my plan is getting the Legends combiners and putting them on their own shelf. So that's kind of what I'm going for. And I think, for the most part, these guys all look pretty good together. Now the Fortress Max, one can say he's supposed to be bigger, he's supposed to be smaller. It's hard to say because different things always have different scales. He should be a little bit bigger, but if somebody made a Scorponok around this size, I'd be happy. I would be very happy, because I think for me, because they are still headmasters, so they shouldn't be all super massive. But yeah, I'd be happy with those. I can headcanon wise, I can make those fit, and then if I got a Metroplex that was like maybe twice the size, and Trypticon about twice the size, probably where Hasbro has them. So if they were to reissue them for a decent price, that might look good. And then I could just sit there and be like, okay, that's the big bot scale, and anything big bot wise is going to come over here. We're talking the Skylinks, Omega Supreme, all the combiners, city bots, because I've always thought of Metroplex and Trypticon as city bots, and Fortress Max and Scorponok as more like little battle stations as opposed to actual full cities. But I mean, whatever. Everyone has their own opinions on that stuff, and I'm sure I'm probably just straight wrong, but it works for me. But yeah, all the really big guys are going to come over into this scale. Jetfire, it's like I kind of got back and forth, like, well, maybe he'd fit better with the Legends, maybe he'd fit better, but it's like I got the Dinobots, so I don't really need another big bot there. But anyway, that's kind of my plan. And then for the MP sizes, I'm just doing the individual bots, so it's just kind of like two different scale collections is what essentially this. Good job hitting the camera. Two different scale collections is what it's going for. I just don't have the space, and me and Alex are looking at buying a house in the near future, and I just I can't sit here thinking like, oh, I need to make sure I buy a bigger house just so that I can have the 2 foot tall combiners. It's like I can't do that in good conscience. If I end up with it, and then maybe I'll go back and pick them all up, but or just combine the ones I have. It's like that's the thing. But yeah, I mean, so for Superion himself, he really just kind of suffers from what the whole line has suffered from. QC issues across the board, essentially. The legs are the best part of this figure. They fit in perfectly. They lock in well. I struggled with the one just a little bit, but that was just more instructions suck, and I couldn't quite remember what I was doing there. That's on me. That's partially on me, because I've done a dry run on this a couple times, so it's like I should know better, but I just didn't remember. But the legs are solid. The torso, all of that's solid. The arms are a little funky because of the fact that those bots are a little funky. The torso, Silverbolt fitting into the torso has really no bearing on the combined mode whatsoever. He is not needed for this mode, and all you get from him is a floppy ass backpack that is just a carryover from his robot mode. It's like they just failed at that. You look at him, he's got a little bit of a backpack, but it's all clean. This all works. Apparently they're doing some fixes for this set. I don't know if I'm going to get one or not, but we'll see. But anyway, that's just a whole different set, but it's a story. But it's like this all just locks in so much better. It's so much cleaner. And and he has that same thing where he's got a torso that everything locks into, and it's just like, but they fit in a little bit better, and they clean up a lot better. Minosaur here, he's got the little bit of backpack from Motormaster because he doesn't quite all fit in that into the backpack. But the thing that he's got going for him is that the whole torso is all part of the trailer, which is the best way to do this figure, I think. Fans Project showed us the way on that years ago. But I mean, still, look at this backpack. I mean, that looks clean. Let's show them all off together. Get him out of here. All right. And I know, I'm fully aware we do not display our figures from the back. But some people do display them from the sides. And then you look at him, and it's just not the same. This is a mess. It doesn't look as clean. It doesn't feel as clean. It doesn't feel as sturdy as the other two. Ultimately, I mean, I'm okay with my purchase. I'm not going to sit here and say that this was an amazing purchase and it's well worth the money. 40, so that's what, $160 for limbs, and Silverbolt was like 100 something. Call it 100. You're spending about $300 for him. He was about $350 originally. I got about a clearance for $300 altogether because you have to buy the torso separate, which is also a decent way to do it, because it cuts cost for those that don't want to buy the combined mode. You don't have to buy the combined mode. So it's like, I forgive it for that, for selling it separately. And I believe he was all in about $300. I believe. So they're all about the same price, but it's like these two just did it so much better than he did. Of the three, he's probably the best. Followed by the Minosaur. I think they need to refine the faceplate. I think, like if this company, which I believe is Magic Square, right? I can't remember. I can't remember. Whatever company made this Devastator, let me look it up, I guess. Come on. New Age. Alright, so New Age. If New Age were to do a Superion, I'm probably going to replace him. Yeah. Because it's like, I could see myself doing a full collection with these guys. These guys, I can to an extent. But it's like, I think New Age takes the combiner element and just does it better than the other two. So yeah, I guess that's all it. For score, 4 out of 10. Yeah, we'll give it 5. 5 out of 10. It's about 50-50. The legs are solid. Torso piece is solid. Silverbolt himself, crap. The arms, crap. Those aren't good elements. So it's like from waist up is almost everything's crap. So yeah, about 50-50. So 50% on it. I think other companies will do it and do it better. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's like, if you were just looking into Legends combiners and you don't have one already, and you don't have him already, I would say hold off and see if something better comes along. Or if you find it on clearance for like 50% off, then I would say, yeah, sure, go for it. If he was about $150 all in, I'd say, all right, yeah, that's worth it. But yeah, I guess that's really all I got. So yeah.